Today is a beautiful day in Melbourne and we're going to get planting our garlic cloves. This is the bulbs that we saved from last year. So we planted garlic for the first time. We had some good success. We did have some quite small garlic that we kept for eating, but these are the really good ones that we kept for planting this year. So from one bulb we'll break up the cloves and get numerous plants from these. We eat quite a lot of garlic, so we're going to plant 260 for us to eat throughout the year, and we'll also be planting some extra then for seeds and a little bit more just in case it's not a great year, just as like a bit of a backup, because we did have quite a wet winter and we didn't get a lot of really big garlic. These are the best, so we kept these ones for planting. So in this video we'll be showing you how we do that. We'll be doing it down the bottom in the paddock there. Okay, so the garlics are really nice and dry and it's pretty easy. You just separate cloves from the bulb. I'm just going to drop them in here. So this is the first bed that we're going to plant the garlic in. We've just pulled out the last of the beans from the summer. Just pulled them out and pulled the worst of the weeds out. We're not going to dig over it. We're just going to rake out a little bit of fresh manure and a mixture of the compost from the compost bin, just so we've got a fresh, very thin layer on the top, just for a bit of nutrition really. And then we can start planting them in. So I'm just going to spread this out a little bit first. This is one of the best days we've had for a couple of weeks. So it's Easter holidays, kids are off school. Nice autumn day. Garden beds have worked really well because they are just enough off the floor to stop the rabbits getting in, and they're nice and easy because you don't have to dig too much, and it's not really that necessary actually. When you're planting the garlic you don't need to dig out the whole of the ground. So that's done now. We're ready to start planting the cloves in. So this soil is all ready to go, and I'm going to use this stick. It's actually an old handle from a child's gardening tool, but this is perfect because it's got this pointy end and I can use it to make the holes for the cloves to go in. Sorry about the road noise. Alright, so I'm going to start here. Now the holes need to be about 3 centimetres deep, so it's quite shallow. So I'm just going to poke it in just a little bit there, and then we'll go right to the other end. Work our way in for 3 centimetres, and about 6 inches apart. Do. And then taking the cloves we separated. Some of these are a great size, really nice big going to put them in the ground, pointy end up. So the part where it was connected to the main bulb down in the bottom. So this is our second bed. We filled that first bed and we're just going to rake again. Some of these you can see that are coming up are actually garlics from last year that we must have missed, and they've just started growing. So I'm just going to leave those. We can plant around them and just see what happens. So again, this is just a mixture of manure and compost from our big compost bin over there, and same as the other one, we've just pulled out the veg. We had the batoli beans in here, so we've just pulled them out, and there were a few weeds that just needed pulling out, but again, no digging, just pulling out the worst. And then we're just going to plant the garlic in this nice fresh stuff that we put on the top. So we're going to have 2 whole beds just with garlic in, and hopefully that will give us enough to feed the family next year, and enough to keep some for sowing the following year. So you're always thinking about not just what you need to feed the family, but also what you want for next year planting. I'm just being careful around these ones that are growing up. Alright, so we're ready to start on our second bed. So we're going to plant more of the cloves that we separated from our own bulbs, but we actually got a few that we purchased online that we're going to try this year too, but we're going to do those in one of our raised beds because we really want to try and protect these the best we can. So there is still a risk down here with rabbits and stuff, so we're going to put these in the raised bed. One of these is an elephant garlic. It's pretty awesome. 5 huge cloves on that bulb. So I'm going to plant this one in the raised bed, and then hopefully we'll get 5 whole garlic bulbs from that. Now that cost $10, that one, so we want to protect it in there, and then hopefully we'll only ever have to buy one, and we can gradually build up our own supply of those ones. So we've never tried one of those before, so that's pretty exciting. We've also got an Australian red. I think there's 2 bulbs in there, and this is a colossus, so I can feel that's another pretty big one in there. Not as big as the elephant one, but a different type of garlic. We're just going to give it a go, but we're going to put those in the raised bed a bit later. But for now we're going to crack on with this one. And the light's going, an autumn evening, beautiful day, but we are losing the sun, so we're going to crack on with this one together. So I've got to help her to do the holes, and I'm going to put the bulbs in, the cloves, sorry. Garlic's one of those things too that's really got quite expensive in the shops, and we use a lot of garlic. A lot of recipes, we have a lot of garlic, or even just our children really enjoy garlic bread, so we'll often have that on the side, and we use quite a lot of cloves of garlic to make the garlic butter. Last year we didn't really have much of a problem with the rabbits eating them, but they often just nibbled the tops of them. So once we're done, we'll probably just cover it with like one of those white bird nets. So they don't seem to hop into this bed. So we've finished 2 bays with the garlics that we saved from last year, and we think we've probably got close to 300 cloves in here, which will be really great for us. That'll be enough if they will grow for us to keep some for the year and have some to keep the seeds. Now what we're going to do is just cover the top with some straw, and that will hopefully stop some of those big weeds from coming through, and the garlic is strong, so they'll still be able to weave their way through. These were actually on Marketplace. Somebody used them for a family party, and then they were getting rid of them, so we picked them up for free. So we've been using some for the chicken beds, but they're great for just covering the top of these vegetable patches too. So we're just going to cover it now with some of that straw. So you can see that third net's just the perfect size to cover the garden bed. So hopefully no rabbits or kangaroos, which we have a problem with, will be nibbling our crops and digging around the edges. Alright, so that's our 2 beds of garlic done. Over 300 bulbs, hopefully. We're going to leave that now for about 6 to 7 months. But we'll do an update for you as it's growing. Once we start to get some shoots coming through, we'll give you an update.